You are welcome to LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly, real name Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known as the R&B King. Harry Leinenweber, a longtime Illinois judge who oversaw the bribery trial of 4 former Commonwealth Edison officials and R&B star R. Kelly's Chicago case, is dead. According to federal court officials, Leinenweber passed away Tuesday at 87 years of age. His wife and former U.S. Labor Secretary Lynn Martin was with him when he died just before 6 p.m. on Tuesday 11 June in their Gold Coast home here in Chicago. The judge had been diagnosed with lung cancer earlier this year. Last week, shortly before Judge Leinenweber's 87th birthday, doctors told the couple that the cancer had taken a deadly turn and that the jurist might have only a short time to live. This time unfortunately turned out to be only a week, time only long enough for the couple's children from former marriages and many grandchildren to know the time was coming soon. Nevertheless, Judge Leinenweber attended his 87th birthday party at the Union League Club last week with a big smile on his face. The party was organized by his wife for their close and loyal friends. Harry is a great public servant who had begun honing his skill in the Illinois General Assembly, said former U.S. District Judge Wayne Anderson, who was one of Judge Leinenweber's best friends. Judge Harry Leinenweber was a friend, mentor and model jurist, Rebecca Pallmeyer, who is Chief Judge for the Northern District of Illinois, said in a statement. "My colleagues and I are deeply saddened by Judge Leinenweber's passing," she said. Harry Leinenweber, who is a native of Joliet, was first appointed as a judge in the Northern District of Illinois in 1985 by former U.S. President Ronald Reagan. He previously served as a Republican member of the Illinois House of Representatives from 1973 to 1983. He continued in that role until 2002 when he was named a senior judge. Judge Harry Leinenweber presided over R. Kelly's 2022 trial in Chicago, where a jury found him guilty of child-related charges allegedly dating back to the late 1990s and early 2000s. He in the end sentenced R. Kelly to 20 years in prison, but 19 of those years were set to be served concurrently with R. Kelly's previous 30-year sentence from a separate New York case, meaning he'll only serve 1 additional year in prison for his Chicago convictions if the status quo remained. We can also recall that in 2003, Leinenweber presided over the months-long trial of the former Commonwealth Edison officials, in which 4 former officials from the utility giant were convicted of conspiring to bribe ex-Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan. The sentencing in this case has repeatedly been delayed by Leinenweber, including in one instance earlier this year when he cited ongoing health issues as one of the reasons preventing him from returning to Chicago. "We hope for comfort and peace for his family," Pallmeyer said. "We thank his family for sharing him with us for over 39 years, she emotionally added. As we reflect on Leinenweber's legacy, we acknowledge that his decisions, like the strokes of a masterful artist, have left an imprint on the picture of society. And while we may have found ourselves at odds with his rulings, we cannot deny the sincerity of his convictions or the dedication with which he served the cause of justice. In the quiet moments of reflection, let us try to remember Judge Harry not solely for his judgments but for the humanity he brought to his role. Let us honor his memory by rededicating ourselves to the pursuit of justice tempered with compassion, understanding and empathy. He was an honorable judge and an honorable man," R. Kelly's lead attorney Jennifer Bonjean said of Leinenweber. Attorney Bonjean wrote in an email that she loved trying cases in front of him. "He allowed attorneys to do their jobs and never put his thumb on the scales of justice," Bonjean said. "The judiciary needs more judges like him. He will be missed by attorneys from all sides of the aisle," she added. We can also recall that during R. Kelly's Chicago trial, Judge Harry Leinenweber rejected a call from the government prosecutors to keep R. Kelly behind bars until he was 100. He instead told the Grammy Award-winning R&B singer that he would serve all but one of his 20 years on child convictions simultaneously with a previous racketeering sentence. Prosecutors had asked Judge Harry Leinenweber to sentence R. Kelly to 25 years, and to not let him begin serving those until after he completed the first 30-year sentence imposed on him last year in New York. At the same time, he accepted Bonjean's arguments that R. Kelly might not even make it to 80, so handing him a consecutive lengthy sentence, rather than allowing him to serve all but 1 year of it simultaneously, did not make much sense. He has a life expectancy of not a hell of a lot more because he is 56 years old, Leinenweber then said. R. Kelly's unrelenting defense lawyer celebrated the ruling as a victory, and some of the R&B King's mighty fans could be heard cheering outside the courtroom. R. Kelly did not make a statement in court before the sentencing decision after heeding the advice of his lawyer Jennifer Bonjean to stay quiet while they appeal both his Chicago and New York convictions. "It's the right outcome," Jennifer Bonjean then said, adding that the judge was reasonable and had taken into account both sides and was therefore ultimately fair. "We should remember that the U.S. Attorney in Chicago John Lausch had conceded that prosecutors were disappointed that R. Kelly had not received more consecutive prison time. Nonetheless, the former U.S. Attorney John Lausch, who also hails from Joliet, called Leinenweber a great judge and a great person. "It was an honor and a pleasure to practice before him," he said. Bonjean accused prosecutors of offering an inflated narrative to get the judge to join what she called the government's bloodthirsty campaign to make R. Kelly a symbol of the #MeToo movement. R. Kelly has suffered enough, including financially. For one time his worth approached $1 billion, but that he is now destitute is a fact that we find very difficult to comprehend. Judge Leinenweber's history in Chicago's federal court reaches much deeper than those recent cases. Also pending before him was a request for a sentencing break from Larry Hoover, the founder of the gangster Disciples Street Gang, who was also represented by Jennifer Bonjean. Judge Leinenweber sentenced Hoover to life in prison in a contentious hearing in 1998. Hoover told the judge his trial had been a politically motivated farce, but Judge Leinenweber pushed back against the man who ran a $100 million a year drug business while locked up inside Illinois prison system. Years earlier, Judge Leinenweber sentenced Thomas Maloney, a former Cook County judge who had agreed to fix criminal cases. Maloney was convicted of racketeering, conspiracy and extortion stemming from 3 murder cases he heard. Maloney denied it at sentencing and lashed out at his accusers, who he labeled sleazy and a slime rat. Judge Leinenweber told him his words were too little and too late, adding that releasing dangerous criminals is atrocious. May Judge Leinenweber find peace in the eternal embrace of time, and may his spirit serve as a guiding light as we continue navigating the complexities of justice and humanity. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.